about that? The Celtics did beat the Wizards last night, 118-100, earning a spot in the playoffs against the second-seeded Nets, while sending Washington into an elimination game on Thursday against Indiana. Jason Tatum scored 50 points, including 23 in a decisive third quarter, while Russell Westbrook had 1 rebound and 0 assists in the second half and appeared to head to the locker room early. So, Shannon, was this game more about Jason Tatum or Russell Westbrook?
It was Tatum. And Skip, I said the only chance that they have, because I thought the force of nature that Russ was and the way, the tear that he'd been on, that he was going to find a way to will this team to victory. I thought he'd have something like 20 points. Now, we knew he wasn't going to be efficient, but we thought he would be effective. And that's Russ in a nutshell, Skip. Never efficient, always effective, though. Normally, because the triple-doubles, he's played well. He's thrusted his name into the MVP conversation. If that's what we're doing, anybody that makes the, in the 8th seed, Skip, you can get a play, you be an MVP contender. Why not throw Russ at that 22, 11, and 11? I think he should be in the discussion. But Jason Tatum was just too much, Skip. He made a mess of him last night. And in that decisive third quarter, because the Wizards, the first half was right there. I thought they could have maybe put some distance, but they got a little careless, got a little, turn the ball over. And Skip, this is Russ. Russ would come down, sometimes it's a 1-on-3. Instead of pulling it out, he goes, throws it up off the glass, gets a charge, shoots air balls, bricks it. And so that's who he is. But you have to live with that, because you're going to get more good than bad, but you're going to get some bad. Yep. You just hope it's not a whole lot of bad. Yep. But Jason Tatum was phenomenal. And to show you, Skip, he played 20 of the 24 minutes in the second half. He got it going in the third quarter, and he just couldn't miss. They threw everything at him. They tried that Bradley Beal, Hachimura got in foul trouble. That really hurt him there, because now everybody else that guards him, Skip, are undersized. They're not big enough. And, Skip, he shoots that ball at such a high angle, you're not blocking it. You're going to foul him, in which, Bradley Beal did. And then Bradley was, trying to drag that leg around. So when you look at it, Skip, Bradley Beal was 10 of 25, Russ was 6 of 18, and Jenny mentioned what Russ did in the second half, and that doomed him. So Russ not playing particularly well, and then Jason Tatum having a historic by Boston Celtics, and we know what the Celtics represent. He got a 50-piece and just made a mess of the Wizards. So, look, Russ was Russ, but I think I'm going to make this all about Jason Tatum, because for this young man, he was phenomenal. But don't count on Kemba Walker, because I don't believe, even with that 50-piece that he gave him, if Kemba Walker doesn't do what he did, I don't think they win this game. We had a Kemba sighting, Skip. Yep. He was electric yesterday. Their starter scored 98 of their 118. What they have, 118? And basically, but 2 guys scored like 79.
They did.
Of the 118. But they were special. And Jason Tatum, take a bow, bruh. He earned that. That was a special performance yesterday, Skip. That was special.
I will buy that it was special, and I've never been the biggest Jason Tatum fan, and he talked last night about his many critics and how he tries to ignore them, and he has certainly risen, and he has shown in the absence of Jaylen Brown.
Right.
That's in scoring the basketball, because he had the 60 against Sacramento in a game they won by 3 on April 30th.
Right.
But coming into this game, without Jaylen Brown, they had lost 5 of 6. They had lost 6 of 8. And even you thought, when we closed the show yesterday, that Washington would win this game.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. I mean, I threw out the 50-piece, but I'm like, he's not finna get no, he ain't been finna get no 50 in a playoff game.
No. Nor did I think that. Well, he got 23 in the third quarter. That's all you need to know. Well, that's all. He almost got half of it in 1 quarter.
Skip, he had 23 of their 38 points.
Okay, so what did I see last night? I saw Washington do what I thought Washington would do. Late in the first half, with 1:40 left, they were up 8 points.
Right.
Marcus Smart had hurt himself, and he was dragging his leg around, trying to come back in. And as we know, later in the game, Robert Williams got hurt, and he's out of the game. So they are beat up, and they're beaten up psychologically and mentally, and it just looked like the Celtics were literally on their last legs at this point.
Yes, I agree.
But down the stretch of the second quarter, Jason Tatum was the main one who stepped up and said, no, not in our house. And they cut the lead down to only 2 at halftime.
Right.
But I'm still thinking the Wizards are in perfect position to close this deal.
Yep.
And to be the 7th seed.
Right.
And what happened in the third quarter? Well, when it came to the Wizards, nothing happened.
Nothing. They were
because
awful.
all of a sudden they had held Boston to 27 in the first quarter, 25 in the second quarter, and they allow 38 because, as we just point out, Jason Tatum goes off for 23 just in the third quarter alone. And guess who went missing? My man, Russell Westbrook. Right on schedule in a crucial playoff game, he turned back into Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Because he can brick them like nobody can brick them. And I've always said, if only he could shoot, because if he could shoot, what would you have? You'd have Jordan-esque,
I mean, he would average a 40-point triple-double.
He would be, because he can't shoot a lick. This year from three, he was 31.5%. That ranked 150th of 156 qualified. Think about that. He's in the MVP conversation, and I don't disagree with you. He at least deserved a mention in the MVP.
Right.
It was debatable because, once again, what was that? That was the fourth time in 5 years he averaged a triple-double.
Right.
And down the stretch, the last 20-odd games, he was just extraordinary.
He was spectacular. He was.
He's just like, it's impossible to do at 6'3" what he was doing.
Right.
And by the way, in the first half last night, he had 13 rebounds. How many 6'3" guards can get 13 in the first half of a playoff game?
5 offensive.
What? You're kidding. And then guess what happened in the second half?
He disappeared.
He got one. He got one rebound. After he got 13 in the first half, he got one. Guess how many assists he had in the whole second half? How about a big goose egg?
Right.
How do you do that?
That was the most surprising stat, Skip. He only had 5 assists.
And I know they were 3 of 21 from 3, so maybe he's passing the ball to shooters, Bertans, and those kind of guys.
Bertans were awful last night.
He was just awful, and they're just missing 3, so it hurts his assist total. But to have 0 in the second half, you're kidding me. And still, I thought they were hanging in, and I thought they were going to make a run. And by the way, Bradley Beal is, as he called himself after the game, I'm the one-leg bandit, because he said he wore 4 compression sleeves on his hamstring, 4, all on top of each other.
Right.
Because it's not very good.
No.
And he didn't look himself.
No.
He did the best he could. In fact, his little scoring surges sort of kept them in the game. So there was a pivotal moment with just under 10 minutes left in the game, and I think, okay, here they come. And if we could see what Westbrook did at this point, this just took the heart out of the team. He goes off elbow jumper here, pretty wide open look, and he hits nothing but backboard. How do you do that?
The backside of the backboard, Skip. That is
what I'm saying. I mean, he's so long.
Overshot the rim.
That's a bad air ball where it's completely over. It's like a foot over the rim and hits nothing but plexiglass.
Right.
Okay. Well, when your star does that, I'm not taking anything away from Bradley Beal, but the driving force has been Russell. And when Russell misses a shot that badly, it just sort of takes the heart out of you. And from that moment forward, that was the end of the Wizards as we knew and loved them.
Right.
Obviously, they do have the safety net because they're going to go home and they're going to be somewhere around 3.5 point favorite over Indiana, who shocked me last night by just wiping out Charlotte after they lost Karis LeVert to COVID.
Right. Well, Brogdon came back, and we're going to talk about this game, and Sabonis was a monster, considering that he started off. But, Skip, we knew this. Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook was going to have to probably get like 60 to 70 between the two. Because really, when you look at it, Skip, who else can really score? And if Russ can't assist the basketball, which means if they're not making shots, now all of a sudden, and then you let Bradley, and now you let Jason Tatum go off. Skip, I said, look, the only way the Celtics could win, Jason Tatum gets a 50-piece. Skip, I didn't think nowhere in hell he was going to get a 50-piece. Hey. No, and then Kemba Walker, they've been telling, okay, well, Kemba. Kemba was an all-star at one last year, Skip. And he finally had so that knee must be getting wet. Now, you're like, yeah, we won. Oh, we get Brooklyn Nets as a consolation prize. I don't know if those are the problems that you want to Skip. But Jason Tatum, Skip, he's what they thought he would be.
Okay, got it. Back to Russell Westbrook.
So you say it's more Russ than Jason Tatum.
I know Russell Westbrook's game, and he wasn't playing it in the second half. Something happened at halftime, and I don't know. I have no idea what it was. Either he got mad at a coach, he got mad at a teammate. I don't know. But he disengaged in the third quarter, because for Russell Westbrook to come up with 1 rebound over 2 full quarters of play with the game on the line, is just wrong. He does it, as you know, with heart, desire, guts, will. He just wills himself to rebound the basketball.
Well, Skip,